So we got some new Jordan brand updates to get into, plus stay tuned as I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on the theory of what's happening behind the scenes, as it looks like sneakerheads just got hit with some pretty disappointing news concerning one of this year's most highly anticipated releases. But before we get into it, let's start with these new 12s, a pair which I actually had no clue about, and they're set to drop coming up pretty soon here in November. So they're calling these Pearl Pink, and you know how everybody likes to throw out there saying like the hood loves Jordan 12. So if that's the case, I gotta know how y'all coming with these right here. Are you guys gonna be rocking these with a pair of like matching trues, or rocking these pink 12s with like a complimentary pink bandana? Let me know how y'all are coming. Plus, with a November 21st set release date, if any of y'all are planning to get fresh like this for say like Thanksgiving, if you plan on rocking these 12s for the big day, I feel like the only way to come correct, you gotta pull it off like my man Cam did back in the day. But when you talk about these 12s, they actually are a kids exclusive. And talking about Jordan 12s, we got these French Blue 12s set to drop coming up this weekend. This sneaker actually originally dropped, I want to say like right after MJ retired with the Wizards. So these are kind of more known to be like affiliated with Kobe or connected to Kobe Bryant. Some other NBA players were rocking these when they originally dropped back in 2004. So low key, while not an OG, these still kind of do get some of the same love as say like a pair of OG Jordan 12s. But I would have to say here in 2025, with just like so many dope Jordan retros releasing, this is a case of a pair of Jordan 12s, which is dope, that kind of may get overshadowed like in the overall conversation of great Jordan retros this year. Kind of just like what we saw with the Flu Game 12s, which dropped earlier this year. A great OG pair, but just kind of overshadowed by some of the other great releases that we saw this year. And when we talk about Jordan 12s, remember guys, apparently we do have the Jordan 12 Taxi set to return in November as well. And when you talk about this one, I have a special connection to this sneaker. Just looking at this image right here from the back, like it just brings back so many nostalgic vibes. So this is a great pair, but my question is, if these are set to return coming up in November, we already got images of this pair, which is also dropping in November. So it's like, where are all the early looks for these Taxi 12s? Like, what's going on with this one right here? I know when it comes to these early looks, a lot of these could be fakes and everything, but it is kind of sus that we got the pink joints, but we haven't seen any images of these Taxis, a sneaker which I feel like has a lot more demand and like will show a lot more engagement with some of these early looks. But who knows what's going on when you talk about these early looks? It's kind of crazy because think about it. You got a pair like these Wolf Gray 5s, which aren't set to drop until 2026. And you already got early looks of these, which is also questioning the authenticity of some of these early looks. But I guess we'll go ahead and run with this for like references, like, you know, just for like reference purposes or research purposes. When you talk about these Jordan 5 Wolf Grays, this is a sneaker which I've seen a lot of people praise. A lot of people seem to be excited about this right here. It seems like 5s are really hot at the moment. This is not an OG release, but one that actually dropped back like 10 years plus ago in 2011. So I feel like this is really like targeted towards the people that may have nostalgia for this sneaker, which it originally dropped back at that time. Jordan were calling these like re-retros or like new retro colorways or something like that. That was the name at the time, but it seems like this one's kind of like became almost like a cult classic. For me, I've said it on record that I feel like these joints ain't it. And just for me, when these originally released, I remember this dude I used to work with. He used to rock these like every day. And you guys remember back in these times, Jordan Brand wasn't dropping the blue icy soles like this. They were hitting us with just the clear soles, to which these aged horribly. Like I remember Bro's pair had the gray upper, you know, the piss yellow soles, and even the yellow netting aged as well. And I just feel like the aged look didn't complement the gray upper, making this a recipe for one of the most dustiest Jordans that I can remember from back in the day. But then again, with this new 2026 update, it looks like it will feature the new blue icy soles, which I actually do like the aged look on certain models. I just don't feel like it complements this gray upper too well. So with the 2026 update featuring the new blue icy sole, I feel like it definitely complements, you know, these Jordan 5s really nice. So this is a dope one, set to drop all the way in 2026, and it's crazy. We already got early looks of these, so kind of wild, right? Now, as far as the big update, it looks like we got very disappointing news, as it looks like one of this year's most highly anticipated releases, the Off-White Jordan 1. According to Kicks Finder, they're saying it has actually been canceled. Originally rumored to be releasing this holiday. This was one that a lot of people were excited about because not only is this a classic, people love the Off-White collabs with what Virgil was doing with Jordan Brand and Nike, and it kind of opened up the floodgates. Like if they were going to be dropping these Jordan 1s, the Alaska joints right here, that means they could bring back pretty much any off-white collab that we remembered releasing, and even moving forward with like some of these new pairs. We've seen so many unreleased samples and everything like that. So it was an exciting moment for sneakerheads. Like Off-White definitely dominated the game years ago, and it would be cool for them to like pay homage to the late Virgil by bringing these back. But at the same time, you also got other people that would disagree and feel like they should keep these vaulted. But regardless, Kicks Finder, they are reporting that these have actually been canceled, which brings in some of these other sneaker leaker insiders, you know what I'm saying? They're chiming in. We got Brandon talking about currently expecting the Off-White Air Jordan 1 to be delayed to early 2026, not outright canceled. We'll have more accurate info in the next coming days. So he's saying probably not right out canceled or anything, but maybe delayed. And then it seems like that's kind of like what everybody's just running with for the official report, as you got everybody talking about Off-White Jordan 1s have now been delayed to early 2026, which has kind of led the audience to maybe question some of the credibility of some of these leakers. Who really knows what's happening? Because it would be pretty inconvenient, like let's say if they were just guessing or maybe going off rumors and everything, and then finding out that it's not actually happening, it would be pretty easily convenient for them to just say something like they have been delayed or something like that. So what do you guys think about this right here? I would say, like, as far as from my point of view, when you talk about these insiders or people that leak all of this early Jordan, Nike, whatever sneaker information, I would say while they're not 100% accurate every time, I feel like they do come off reliable information, whether it could be inside sources from the brand. Yes, I do believe that these people do have connections with people in the brand, or maybe they used to work with the brand, or who knows. But I would say that probably their most credible information does come from the back end of Nike servers, which I feel like anybody that has any kind of background in doing website coding or anything like that can see what Nike does apply to the back end of the servers. That's how they're able to access things like stock numbers. That's how they're able to access what sneakers are planning to release. There is a release calendar actually on the back end of the servers and everything like that. So I feel like they do come from a credible space, but as far as this right here, it does kind of maybe lead some people to question the credibility. But I also have a theory as well. Like, say for example, Nike, they know that these people are able to see what's happening on the back end of their servers. And maybe while you could say that these leaks do also help build up the hype for certain releases, I would say that the leaks also do sometimes ruin the rollout. As you know, Nike, I'm sure Jordan Brand would love to have the element of surprise. So maybe when we talk about these leakers, maybe this could be Nike and Jordan Brand's direct attempt to maybe ruin some of the credibility of these leakers, you know, and the audience that, you know, watches the sneaker space and everything like that. Because let's just say, for example, what if they were to put like a fake release on the back end, knowing that these dudes just monitor everything that's happening, you know, and they were to try to throw people off, you know, maybe mess them up or something like that. It's just a running theory. Or who knows, altogether, these joints really could be maybe canceled or even delayed until 2026. But what we do know of 100% officially, it looks like unfortunately these will not be dropping in 2025. So drop your thoughts on this topic right here. Let me know what you guys think about those Wolf Grade 5s. I know they're not set to drop until 2026, but do you have any nostalgia for that release, or do you just appreciate the design overall? And as far as these pink joints right here, are you looking to pick these up for the kids? Drop your feedback down below. JATV. Until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and I'm out, y'all. Love.